Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty wild. A new way to create software that feels less like writing code and more like just talking. Forget complex programming languages. We're talking about simple, visual commands. And honestly, this could change just about everything.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if you didn't need a team of marketers or copywriters or video editors? What if it was just you, an idea, and one single sentence to get the whole thing rolling? It sounds a little like science fiction, right? Well, it's happening right now.
All right, so let's start with the magic trick itself. We're going to see how a system can take nothing more than a simple product name and, like magic, spin it into a complete, ready-to-go marketing campaign.
And here it is. This is all it takes to start. 3 words for a completely fictional product: Tintin Nutrition Coffee. That is the only piece of creative input the system gets. No brand guide, no color palette, no target audience, just this name.
So, what happens next? Well, from just those 3 words, the AI goes to work. First, it does a deep dive into market research. Then, it writes up some seriously persuasive ad copy. And, to top it all off, it takes that copy and generates a full-on video ad. The whole thing happens automatically, completely untouched by human hands.
So, what is this thing? It's a brand new visual app builder from Google, which the source material calls Project 58. And get this, it's built from the ground up to let anyone, and I really truly mean anyone, build incredibly complex AI applications. You know, the big idea here is a move from text to visuals. For years, if you wanted to build an app, you had to learn these super complex coding languages, which was a huge barrier for most of us. This new way, it's more like drawing a flowchart. You can literally see how the information moves from one step to the next, and you can change it all just by dragging and dropping boxes.
You know, this is the perfect way to think about it. If you've ever used a tool like Make.com or Zapier to connect different apps, you're already on the right track. Now, just imagine that instead of connecting your calendar to your email, you're connecting powerful, specialized AIs that you can command to do anything. Yeah, that's the jump we're talking about here. It's a total game changer.
Okay, but how does it actually work? How does Tintin Nutrition Coffee become a full-blown video ad? Well, the secret is in the building blocks. In this system, they're called nodes, and you can think of each one as a specialized employee on an assembly line.
So, first up on the assembly line is the researcher. As soon as you type in that product name, this little AI agent just springs into action. It uses a powerhouse model like Google's Gemini to basically read the entire internet, learning everything it can about nutritional coffee, who buys it, and the best ways to sell it.
The researcher then hands off all its findings to the next employee, the copywriter node. This AI puts on its professional marketer hat. It takes all that raw data and starts crafting slogans, product descriptions, and ad scripts that are actually designed to be super persuasive and grab your attention.
And here's where the assembly line ends. The video node takes all that great text from the copywriter, turns it into a detailed prompt for a video, and feeds it into a generative video model. And just like that, poof, out comes a ready-to-use video ad, bringing the whole idea to life.
Now, this is the really cool part. This whole process isn't locked down. You can click into any one of these nodes, these AI employees, and give them new instructions, just using plain English. Want the copywriter to be funnier? Just tell it. Need the researcher to focus on a different demographic? Just type it in. You are the director of this AI team.
Okay, and this is where it gets really powerful. You're not just stuck using the pre-built workflows. You can take them, remix them, tweak them, or even build completely new ones from scratch to do pretty much anything you can think of.
So let's say you wanted to add to that video ad workflow. It's crazy easy. You could add a new box for a product image, then just drag a line to connect it to the video node. You could swap out the standard research AI for a deep research version with a single click. Or hey, why not add a whole new node that takes the ad copy and generates a marketing poster too? It's all just dragging, dropping, and typing.
This might be the most mind-blowing feature of the whole thing. If even dragging and dropping boxes feels like too much, you can just describe the app you want to build. In a sentence, you tell the AI what you want to achieve, and it builds the entire flowchart of nodes for you, automatically. Look at how this works. You're just telling it your goal, not giving it a bunch of steps. You're not defining the how, just the what.
And the AI is smart enough to figure out, okay, for that I'll need a researcher, a strategy planner, and a way to output a document, and then it connects them all in the right order for you. It's incredible.
And people are already creating some amazing things with this. We're talking automated blog publishers, tools that can watch a YouTube video and then make a quiz about it, and even aids for game developers that generate concept art and trailers from a simple idea. The possibilities really do seem endless.
So let's just zoom out for a second and think about what this really means. When you completely remove coding as a barrier, you fundamentally change who gets to create tools, who gets to solve problems, and who gets to build businesses on the internet.
And we're not just talking about little internal tools here. The source material points out that when you hook this visual builder up to Google's other cloud stuff, like Firebase, which handles databases and hosting, the runway to launching a real, public, fully functional web service just got incredibly short.
And that brings us to this final, huge question. If building an app becomes as easy as just describing what you want it to do, what happens next? Do we stop using these one-size-fits-all applications and instead just build our own custom tools for everything we do? The era where every single one of us is an app developer might be a lot closer than any of us think.